Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bastion. How you guys doing? Well, the next topwater bait I want to talk about is the spook style baits. You know, your walking topwater baits. Great for open water. I've kind of started with all the open water style baits, and this is an excellent option. It's one I've kind of gotten away from a little bit. I mean, I throw them, occasionally, but I don't really throw them as much as I used to. And then just kind of doing this video and going through them, I'm like, man, I should I should start throwing these a little more than I do. But this is that, that walking style bait where you're gonna walk the dog, and it's great, especially when you've got like fish busting, bait. It's great to have one tied on, and you see them busting bait out in the middle of the lake, and you drive over there and chuck it into the area, and you can get some hellacious blowups. But I've got a bunch of different ones. Some I don't remember what they are. Hopefully, a lot of these will have them the names written on there because I don't remember. Some are old, some are new. Some are kind of a cross between a popper and the spook style baits, but I would say probably the two that I've used the most in recent years is the Sammy. And if you guys have ever used the Lucky Craft Sammy, that's probably the one is my go-to. I like the Sammy. This Usuri, that 3DB, I like that one a lot. I've used that recently, and I have this Strike King one that I kind of like too. But I haven't really, I don't know if I even tied on a spook style bait last summer. Of course, now I'm going up to Champlain for 2 weeks for Candlewood Fishing Camp. So I'm taking all these topwaters I'm talking to you guys about in these videos. I'm going to put them in one box just so I have a little bit of everything to try around. So I may mess around with this one here and bring a couple of these Usuris and Sammys with me. But I've got a ton here. And like I said, I'll do my best to kind of remember the names of them and show them to you. The classic is probably the Zara Spook, and this is just happens to be a saltwater version. Some of these I don't remember where I got. Some of them, really need the hooks really need to be replaced. They're a little rusty. But the Heddon Super Spook, this is a saltwater version, and I don't know if it really matters as far as if you use a saltwater version or a freshwater version when you're throwing these. It's a topwater bait. It all depends on what hooks it comes with. You might want to change them out. But I've got a few of the, that's the Zara Spook Junior there. And when you ever see, that spook style bait, it's almost, it's very, nondescript style. It's just a, it's almost like a, I don't even know what you want to call it. It's just the body of the bait, a couple of hooks, and just the action of you walking the dog really gets some great hits. But let me see what other Heddon ones I have. This is the sway back, the Heddon Zara Spook, and these hooks are really old. I got a couple of those. Some of these I would assume they make, some they may not. I'll put links in the description of the ones I can find that are still around. I mean, I know you can get a Zara Spook, whether they have this sway back one. And just looking at these hooks are, I could probably clean them up and maybe they'll be okay. But when you get the baits like these, you got to take those little screws out to replace the hooks, but it's really not that hard. But that's the some of the Zara Spook ones I have. I think that's that's the original Heddon Zara Spook. I like that black with the white lines on it. And I'm usually looking for, because the part that's in the water is the bottom of the bait. So I'm usually looking for something that's black. I like it when it's got an orange underneath or white. And then sometimes these clear ones are really good. That look maybe more like a real bait fish. But I don't know if I've had any more that are, in the Zara Spook of line. Actually, here's some Finesse ones. So those are like your bigger style ones. I'd use bait casting equipment on. Then now this is old. This is the old Heddon. This is the Zara Puppy. So it's tiny. When I throw these small ones, I throw them on the same thing I'll throw a pop-ar on, and I throw a pop-ar on a spinning reel, spinning setup. 10-pound, mono. You can chuck them a mile. And, these are the old Zell Rollin Zara puppies from back in the day. I have a couple of them still. The hooks are really beat up. I can't remember the last time these guys saw the water. But these are definitely more finessey. When you get one that's this small, I would definitely recommend spinning for this. Let's see. These are a couple of, you know, frog style ones from Live Target. So it's like the frog body, but you can walk the dog with these. Kind of different. I don't know if they still make them. Live Target is a little different now. I don't know if they have the baits they used to have. They may still have this one. I know it's a Live Target. What they called it, I'm not sure. I'll just kind of go up the line here, and there I just have some random ones. If they don't have the name on, I'm not going to remember, and I don't remember where I got them. Some of them, just some random ones there. This is the Lucky Craft Wander, which is kind of that idea, but this will sink a little bit, so you're kind of getting it subsurface, and you're getting that kind of that darting action, but it's a subsurface bait. I think they were kind of cool when they came out. I haven't thrown them in years, but it's kind of a cool little bait if you want to try something different. That's the Wander from Lucky Craft. Let's see, what's this one? Hopefully it says it on the bottom. I have no idea what this is. It says stick cast 95 feet, whatever that means. Oh, this is a Sebile. So it's a Sebile. I guess it's called the stick cast 95 FT. I assume that's floating. I'm saying 95 feet. That's a Sebile. I don't know if they make all these anymore. I'll do some research and find out. I believe this is a Live Target bait. I don't know if you'd really call this, you know, a spook style bait. It was just in there with them. I remember when this thing came out. It's kind of weird. One of those Live Target things. I don't remember what they called this. But it's almost like a frog, but it's got this little, you know, blade on the back, and you kind of walked it, and the blade would flicker around. Like this guy here. I don't even know who made this thing. You can kind of walk the dog with it, but it's like got a frog setup. I don't know if I don't know who made this. There's no name on there. If you guys have ever seen this thing, I don't think it's a Live Target. If you guys know who made that, let me know. Let's see. Kind of going up the line here. This was I don't remember who made this. I remember just getting this, I think, in, like I said, one of those mystery tackle boxes back in the day or something when I did those. That might have been where that came from. It's kind of like it's like got, you know, it's a swim bait body, but you can walk the dog with it. I don't think I've ever thrown it. Here's the old Bill Dance, the Heddon Spitting Image. That's a smaller one. These are classic baits. Good rattle. Caught a lot of fish on these back in the day. The Spitting Image from Heddon, the old classic Bill Dance. These caught a lot of fish on these when they came out. I would throw these on spinning, but you could probably get away with casting on these. They're a little heavier. But that was always a good one right there. I showed you that. That's Sarah Junior saltwater. This one here, this is a Heddon, and this is a chuggin spook. So this one you throw you know, walk the dog with it, but it also has like that, you know, it'll also spit too. So it's almost like a pencil popper. So that's kind of in that pencil popper category, but that's a Heddon. This one's pretty new, and I don't even remember where I got it. I showed you that Strike King. I forget what they call this, the Strike King version. I'll look it up and I'll put in the description for it. That was pretty good. Showed you those Heddon ones. This is one I got from Livingston Lures once. I changed the hooks out, put red hooks on there. That's the Livingston Lure. That's one of their versions. I always thought it kind of had cool colors with that flash on there. I don't know where I got these two guys from, but they kind of cool paint jobs on them. But you know, they got the rattles. Any of these, you know, they're just going to make a commotion on top, and you'll catch fish with them. The one that I've used probably the most the last few years are these Yozuris, these 3DBs. And they got some different colors, and I throw these on casting equipment. Caught some nice fish on these when I have thrown, you know, a spook style bait. Got a few different colors of them. The Yozuri. It's a nice one. That's the same one right there. Yeah, yeah. I guess that's kind of the same. I always like this guy here, that clear one with the green on it. I always like that one, Yozuri. That 3DB Yozuri. Good hooks. You can tell these are newer. The hooks aren't all rusty like some of those old ones. I think that's another Yozuri right there, yeah. That's another Yozuri right there. That's a good option. And then the Sammys from Lucky Craft are ones I really like. Have great action. Caught a lot of fish. Caught a lot of fish on this Sammy right here. These two guys right here, this white one and this clear one. Caught a lot of fish on those. And I got this Sammy here. It's kind of a neat one. Kind of interesting color. And that's really the ones I would classify. These guys were like in the box there with them. I don't know if this is more of like a chugger, but you could probably walk the dog with it. This is a Spro. What do they call this? Spro Prime Chug Minnow 3.5. I don't even know where I got that one. Then I got these two big. I think these are more poppers. I don't even know if they have names. Oh yeah, here we go. This is a Realis Fang Pop 105. So that's just a big popper. So when I do the poppers, I'll show you that one. That would just happen to be in the box of them. And then I got this guy here. This is a big River to Sea bubble walker. So you can walk it and also pop it. So it's kind of, goes in both. I remember this when I first got this thing. I chucked it a few times. It makes a real commotion on top. But that's kind of a cool bait right there. The River to Sea Bubble Walker 128. So that's a big topwater. But that's really, I have other things that are, I have other topwaters that were in this box, but I'll save them for, they kind of are in a different category. But really, if you guys have never thrown a spook style bait, walking style bait, the Zara Spook is great. That's a classic one. The Sammy is excellent from Lucky Craft. Highly recommend the Sammy. And I like these, the 3DBs from Uzuri. I think they're good too. That Strike King one, I've caught plenty on that. Some of these older ones, I haven't thrown these Finesse ones in years. Like these old Zara puppies. I haven't thrown those in years, but they still have their place. If you want to really go finesse-y with your, your spinning outfit and just get that little bit of action in there. And every now and then, I'll take the old spitting image and throw it around. Caught a lot of fish on these back in the day. A lot of fish. But that's it, guys. So I just thought I'd show you that next category of topwater baits that I've got. And just kind of going through them. I've got a few here I'm going to clean up and bring with me on my trip. So I think some of these Sammys could use some new hooks. It's time. Bring them back from the dead with some new hooks. But, the Uzuri, the Sammy, if you guys like the the Zara Spook, they're all good. They're all good. They all have that same, walk the dog action. And really, the thing is just getting the hang of, the walking the dog. I don't use braid. I use mono. If you like braid, that's fine. I think the action for walking the dog is better with mono. You don't use fluoro because it sinks. And these bigger ones, as I said, I'll use that on the same setup I have the buzzbait on that I've shown you in a few videos. I'll just take this off and put one of those on and throw it around. It's easier to throw like the buzzbait because you're just chuck and wind. This, you got to do a little more action. When you're walking the dog and you're, getting that bait to do this, it can wear you out after a while. If you're catching a lot of fish, you don't notice it. But I know after a while doing it, I'm like, man, my shoulders, like, what? You wouldn't think it would wear you out that much because it's not a super heavy bait, but it can get a little tiring if you're doing it all day. But it has its place. It definitely has its place. I really like these when, the bass are busting bait. It's a great and because you can throw it a mile and get it into that area where they're active and feeding and get some really great topwater bites. But that's it, guys. So I know there's plenty of other, spook style baits out there. If you guys have your favorite listed, I'd love to hear about it. Because I haven't, really thrown this category, honestly, that much really in the last few years. I've done more frog fishing and buzzbait fishing and, and things like that. I really have kind of gotten away from throwing, these spook style baits, but they work great. They work great. So that's it. So, any other recommendations for this style bait, please put it in the comments. I'll put links to the ones I can find. And if you guys have used any of these and had success with it, let us know, because maybe you've got like a different size in one of these versions or a different color that's really good. Let us know. I'd appreciate it. So that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. Please like and share this video. If you're new to my channel, I am Mark. This is Northeast Bass Fishing, and I'll see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.